Welcome to SVG-TV's news for Thursday, August 21st, 2025. I'm Truska Campbell with the details. The 2025 MOFA and ICDF Taiwan Scholarship Certificate awarding ceremony was held today, marking another milestone in the long-standing educational partnership between Taiwan and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In her address at the ceremony, Her Excellency Fiona Hui Shen Fan, Taiwan's ambassador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, announced that 30 Vincentian students have been awarded scholarships this year. These students will pursue tertiary studies in Taiwan in fields ranging from public health, diplomacy, technology, engineering, social development, culinary arts, digital media, and business, as well as international trade. Ambassador Fan highlighted that over the past 2 decades, 321 Vincentian students have benefited from Taiwan scholarship programs. Globally, more than 3,000 students have received similar opportunities through Taiwan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MOFA, and the International Cooperation and Development Fund, ICDF.
The Taiwan Scholarship Program is not just about academic excellence. It is a bridge that fosters deep-rooted bilateral relations between our peoples. As you embark on your educational journey in Taiwan, we encourage you to embrace the opportunities to learn, grow, and upon graduation, return home to contribute to the development of your country. Education is a cornerstone of our bilateral relations. Recently, our two governments renewed the MOU of the bursary program. This program will have an allocation of USD 120,000 annually to provide students at the primary level, secondary, and community college level to provide support to them. Meanwhile, Taiwan government continuously contribute to Yes Set on-site and newly launched GIVE programs to support young people to pursue their dreams.
She emphasized that Taiwan's cooperation with St. Vincent and the Grenadines extend well beyond education. Taiwan stands in solidarity with countries that uphold freedom, human rights, and the rule of law, values shared with the Vincentian government. Ambassador Fan also took the opportunity to thank the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for its continued support of Taiwan on the international stage, including its advocacy for Taiwan's meaningful participation in global organizations.
These shared ideals bind us together strongly in an increasingly uncertain world. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for your unwavering support for Taiwan. Taiwan is widely recognized for technology innovation and geopolitical importance by like-minded countries. Taiwan ranks the 22nd largest economy in the world, with total exports of 432 billion annually. We produce 60% of the world's semiconductor chips and 70% of the world's laptops. However, Taiwan faces diplomatic challenges and growing military threats from authoritarian expansionisms. Hence, your solidarity has been a source of immense strength and encouragement. I deeply appreciate that Prime Minister's strong support for Taiwan's campaign for participation in international organizations, United Nations and its special agencies, including the WHO on health, ICAO on aviation, UNFCCC on climate change, and Interpol on security. This support reminds us that friendships is not just about diplomacy. It is about standing together in times of challenge and uncertainty. For that, we are profoundly grateful.
Also addressing the ceremony was Minister of Education and National Reconciliation, the Honorable Curtis King, who reflected on the importance of educational advancement in national development. He reminded attendees that St. Vincent and the Grenadines only gained independence in 1979, inheriting significant developmental challenges, including in the education sector.
I can't help but being immodest when I say that from 2001, we have embarked on a series of initiatives that have impacted so significantly what we do in education that everyone, even those who oppose what we were doing initially, have come to recognize, everyone has come to recognize that we are in fact embarking and in the process of carrying out an education revolution here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I want to further make the point that where our schooling is concerned, for quite a long time, persons thought, and many acted in that manner too, that education was basically attending primary school, and those who were bright, quote unquote, would then go on to secondary school. The others would find some sort of work for them using their hands. That was the vision at the time. But with our government, we recognized very early that we wanted to transform St. Vincent and the Grenadines to a state where we can enhance the living circumstances for our people and at the same time advance our country.
He credited the Unity Labour Party, the ULP government, for its proactive efforts to close historical gaps in education and to adapt to the evolving needs of modern Vincentian society.
And therefore, as we have said over the last 2.5 decades, education can no longer be seen as providing a primary and a secondary education. In other words, when we speak of a basic education now, we are talking about beginning in a serious way as early as possible. Early childhood education, primary, and very importantly, secondary education, especially that component of the secondary education from grade 7 to grade 9. As we say locally, from Form 1 to Form 3. That is now what we consider to be basic education. And that is why part of the revolution, because persons confuse the issue, was the initiative as part to ensure that all of our students gain the opportunity to attend the secondary school. But not just to attend the secondary school, but to benefit from the education that was provided. And always we seek to enhance the quality of our education. That is why today you are here. Because without a secondary education that was of quality, you will not be here on the verge of accessing tertiary education in another country, in this case, Taiwan.
Looking toward the future, Minister King emphasized the government's vision to transform St. Vincent and the Grenadines into a first world nation in terms of human development, stressing that education remains a cornerstone in achieving this vision. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Consumer Affairs, Frederick Stevenson, also addressed today's Taiwan Scholarship Awards ceremony, commending the enduring impact of the program on St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister Stevenson noted that many Vincentian students have received scholarships to study in Taiwan and have since returned home to contribute to national development, while others have remained abroad and continue to support their country in various ways. He emphasized emphasized that collectively their contributions reflect the true value of the scholarship program, sharpening lives, strengthening communities, and building a future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It is important for us to acknowledge the many Vincentians who have studied in Taiwan and returned home to meaningfully contribute to our Vincentian society, and I believe and I think we should put our hands together for those 2 points. Some of them are serving in the government and the public service, shaping policies that guide our national development, while others have become doctors, teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and community leaders, bringing with them the knowledge, the discipline, and global perspectives they've gained abroad. Similarly, we need to recognize those who, after completing their studies, choose to remain in Taiwan. Their contributions are just as equally important. Some of them are engaged in cutting-edge research, pursuing boundaries of knowledge in technology, medicine, and science. For example, in 2022, a young man by the name of Mr. Devon Peters completed his master's degree in electrical engineering, and since then, he gained employment as a junior engineer with the responsibility of designing phone chips at the TSMC, a reputable semiconductor manufacturing company, while pursuing his PhD part-time. Put our hands together for Devon. There are many others who are thriving in other professional careers, whether in engineering, medical research, business, or creative industries. They have all embraced the role of cultural ambassadors, promoting Vincentian heritage, cuisine, and traditions to Taiwanese communities while strengthening the bonds of friendship between our peoples.
Congratulating this year's scholarship recipients, Minister Stevenson told them that they are joining a proud lineage of Vincentians who have studied in Taiwan and gone on to make meaningful contributions to society.
Some of you will return and become leaders in government, education, health, business, or the arts. Some of you will remain in Taiwan or elsewhere. But wherever you go, you carry with you the story of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You are not only students, you are ambassadors. I urge you to seize the opportunities with courage and commitment. Let your academic journey be matched by integrity, service, and the desire to uplift your communities. In closing, on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I sincerely thank the government and people of the Republic of China, Taiwan, for their unwavering friendship and commitment. These scholarships are more than opportunities for education. They are bridges of hope, understanding, and cooperation. May the bond between our nations grow stronger, and may you, our young scholars, embrace this opportunity with passion and purpose. And may the successes of both our returnees and those who remain abroad remind us all of the extraordinary potential of Vincentian talent when given the chance to flourish.
In other local news, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the SVGTV, today provided an update on the investigation into the death of an adult male identified as Albert Houston Warren, 63-year-old of Lomans Hill, whose body was discovered on August 18, 2025. The SVGTV says a post-mortem examination has been conducted which determined the cause of death to be asphyxiation, and at this stage of the investigation, no foul play is suspected. However, the investigation remains active as the RSVG Police Force continues to examine all circumstances surrounding the matter. The police force urges anyone with information that may assist in the investigation to contact the Criminal Investigations Department (CID) or the Major Crimes Unit (MCU) at 456-1810, the Police Control Center at 457-1211, or share information with any trusted police officer or station. The SVG Police Force extends condolences to the family and loved ones of the deceased during this difficult time. The Criminal Investigations Department (CID) serves as the backbone of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. This is according to Detective Ryan Barber, who made the statement during this morning's edition of Cop Chat, a radio program discussing the topic Inside CID, uncovering the work of our investigators. Barber emphasized that the CID consists of several specialized units and functions that work together to form an integral part of law enforcement operations.
The Criminal Investigation Department is located in Kingston at the Central Police Station. There are subunits within the Criminal Investigations Department. So major crime is one of those units. And you notice we said major crime. Now major crime deals with murders, as we know, manslaughter. CID, we have the general detectives. They would deal with all criminal offenses that are not murders. We also have the Criminal Records Office, where persons would normally go for the criminal record certificate. We also have the Crime Scene Unit, which is part of the Criminal Investigations Department. We have the Information Technology Department. We have Interpol, who deals with regional and international collaboration between police forces. Also, we have the Exhibit Department, those who are in charge of securing, safeguarding exhibits, evidence to be taken to the court. So that's in a nutshell, it's the Criminal Investigations Department.
Okay.
And also, we do have criminal investigation detectives all across the country. So it's not a centralized department, it's decentralized. So there are investigators in Georgetown, Caliacua, Beckway, Barley, Chateaubelair, just to name a few. So it's a decentralized department.
He also highlighted that most departments within the police force rely on the CID for crime scene management and proper filing and documentation of reports.
CID is, if we look at the stats, let's take, for instance, this year, most of these police stations have around 100 to 150 reported crimes this year. CID has close to 800 reported crimes so far for the year. Now, CID deals with particular cases that are of national interest. I'm not saying that other stations aren't, but when there is a need for detectives of certain capability.
7 young ladies will be competing in this year's Miss SVG pageant, were officially unveiled on social media last evening, representing a corporate sponsor and bringing a unique blend of passion, purpose, and personality. The 2025 Miss SVG contestants are Charisma Charles, Miss Instacash, a resilient SVG-CC graduate passionate about culture and law. She aims to inspire others through confidence and pride in one's identity. Miss Anicia Clark, Miss Grenadine House. Guided by compassion, she views challenges as opportunities for growth and hopes to uplift others along the way. Nzinga Diroshe, Miss Republic Bank. Courageous and compassionate, she aspires to be remembered for her kindness and unwavering conviction. Elrica Games, Miss Executive Air. Known for her determination and resilience, she hopes to embody courage and grace on her pageant journey. Laurie John, Miss Dashville Construction, the spiritual and persistent, she strives to inspire with her commitment to truth, faith, and authenticity. Kayla Jordan, Miss Lotto, adventurous and confident, she hopes to be remembered for her positivity, for encouraging others to reach their full potential. Anelia Williams, Miss Lynch Caribbean Brokers, outgoing and fearless, she is determined to leave a legacy of kindness, positivity, and authenticity. The Beauty Shows Committee of the Carnival Development Corporation, the CDC, will host brunch with Miss SVG Contestants 2025 this Saturday, August 23rd, starting at 10 a.m. at the Botanical Gardens. The event marks the official public introduction of the contestants for the Miss SVG pageant 2025, scheduled to take place on Saturday, November 1st. During Saturday's event, the young ladies will meet the media, engage with public, and be officially sashed by their sponsors as part of the formal launch of the pageant season. Alicia Beach has made St. Vincent and the Grenadines proud by placing first runner-up in the Miss Caribbean Beauty and Intelligence pageant held last evening in Guyana. The prestigious regional pageant was won by Miss Barbados, while Miss U.S. Virgin Island was named second runner-up. Miss Guyana secured the title of third runner-up. Beach delivered an outstanding performance throughout the competition. She won Best Interview, scoring an impressive 95 out of 100, and was also awarded the titles of Miss Intelligence, Best Impression, and Miss Photogenic, a testament to her poise, intellect, and stage presence. The cruise ship terminal came alive last evening as the Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture hosted Roots and Voices, a signature event on the Emancipation Month calendar celebrating the power of language, poetry, and the arts in shaping Vincentian and Caribbean identity under the theme Embracing the Past, Forging Ahead. The event brought together a diverse group of creative voices who shared original works inspired by culture, heritage, and identity through compelling words and emotive performances. Poets delivered into themes of history, resilience, and hope for a stronger future. The evening's poetry not only celebrated the richness of local traditions, but also highlighted the power and art of storytelling to preserve cultural memory and ignite conversations about national growth and unity.
Remember the first time I did make a sound? Well, I had come off my silent brooding because the loneliness that dictated my majesty was threatening to upend me. No, don't mock me, watch me. Since time before, after I had vomited explosive content from my stomach, a relief that leaves me lonely had always arrested my esteem.
I hear a sudden cry of pain. There is a rabbit in a snare. Now I hear the cry again, but I cannot tell from where. He's crying out for aid, crying on the frightened air, making everything afraid.
If nothing see, then away. Me can't fully explain how me love the country. You could never go hungry, and we never run out of water. You think it easy if you go live in another man's land? You go catch your tail and might even yam sand. Vinci give us so many blessings we cannot count. We can call them miracles for such a huge amount. If not Vinci, then away.
Them say me talk bad, cause me English broken. But this system will dilute for me language that still do want fixing. Instead, it's stipulating with subject-verb agreement make me an upstanding citizen. It tell me to put my tongue between my teeth to pronounce the word thief, while them use force for do it. Sad thing is, the masses take this far to heart and believe. So it no matter how the dialect sweet, proper English is what the child should speak.
As the Emancipation Month of activities continue, the ministry is calling on Vincentians across the nation to proudly wear your heritage every Friday leading up to Friday, September 5th, 2025. The ministry says this national initiative aims to celebrate cultural pride, strengthen identity, and promote unity through traditional and contemporary expressions of Vincentian heritage. Citizens, public servants, and private sector workers alike are encouraged to showcase their national dress, African wear, or other culturally inspired clothing that reflects the richness and diversity of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.